The US government is on trial right now. The UN Special Rapporteur for Torture, Juan Mendez, investigated the 9-month detention and abuse of Bradley Manning and formally found, the United Nations formally found against the United States. It formally found that the United States had treated Bradley Manning in a manner which was akin to torture.
The Department, the Department of Defense, can I just say that though, because you are making serious allegations.
In order to break him into forcing a confession against me and the WikiLeaks organization, according to his own lawyers. That is where we are right now today. And it's about time the BBC started taking freedom of the press seriously in the West. If it's to be treated at all credibly, we have a situation here of an extrajudicial application against journalists, an arbitrary new interpretation of the Espionage Act of the United States.
All right, can I just, can I just,
national security
can I just address what you just said? On the case of private, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I can't allow you to make comments to go unchallenged, you understand, and to say that the United States has tortured Private Bradley Manning is a very serious one. The top Pentagon lawyer... Sorry, no, it's not, but I just must give you the response. Well, no,
why must you do that?
Because
why must you be an apologist? Why must you be an apologist?
No,
for the
I'm
British
not.
government?
I'm telling you what the Pentagon's
absurd.
position
is. It is not proper journalism. It is
proper journalism to give a balanced point of view.
Apologies.
You're not letting me speak.
It is embarrassing. Aren't you embarrassed to behave like that?
No, I'm not. I'm telling you that the Pentagon's top lawyer, Jay Johnson, has said, according to the US Army Field Manual, torture...
Are you speaking the Pentagon's talking points now?
There are no enhanced interrogation techniques that have been used against Private Bradley Manning. Yes, he was kept in isolation, but that is not tantamount to torture. So I just must correct that. Juan Mendez, the UN Special Rapporteur on Torture, was offered access to Private Bradley Manning.
The Pentagon is going to admit
no, but I'm just telling you,
applying these coercive techniques.
You mentioned Juan Mendez, and he was offered access to Private Bradley Manning.
The entire Quantico base in Virginia closed over this issue.
Can I just say this to you?
How can you say these things? How can you credibly say these things and pretend to be a journalist?
Well, all right. That's your opinion. But can I put this to you, that you are critical of a country like the United Kingdom, Sweden, the United States, and I put it to you that these are countries which are bastions of freedom of speech. These are not countries that are anti-democratic. Citizens' rights are upheld and so on.
The rule of law is in collapse in the West all over. Wake up. WikiLeaks as an organization has published material from over 120 countries and about every single country in this world, with no exceptions barred. Not one. I personally erected legislation in Iceland, proposed a draft bill that was voted on unanimously before Parliament in Iceland to try and protect freedom of press across the world. There is no greater defender, institutional defender of freedom of press and the rights for journalists to publish the truth than this organization.
Okay, so
we have fought with our lives for freedom of the press.
Where do you take your fight now, Julian Assange? Because there you are, in the embassy of Ecuador. You can't stay there forever, can you? What happens next in your case?
Well, what happens next in my case is that we write important books about the world which show how, as the internet is moving on into every single society, it is also moving into a mass surveillance system. Now, there's not just me who's saying that. There are very fine reporters at the Washington Post with Top Secret America, fine reporters at the New Yorker who are saying exactly the same things. But this is a book that pulls it all together.
All right. Can I just very briefly, there have been reports that you are suffering from some kind of I don't know if you can hear me, some kind of infection, chronic lung infection we've been heard. We take it that your health is all in order.
Look, the BBC has never cared about my health when I was in prison. It never cared about my health when I was under 2 years of house arrest. And now it cares about my health because this building is surrounded by police, and apparently it hopes I will be forced.
We will make America great again.